Hello friends, hi, how are you? How's it going today? I do hope that today is treating you well. Today we are going to roll into another haul recap that I have for you. I did start these late last year, last year, I think about the same time last year. Just going through the hauls that I bring into my channel. I do bring in a ton of stuff, and I got a comment from my friend in real life, but also a loyal subscriber here, JC, who was like, you never recap anything that you haul in. When are you going to start doing that? So I started doing that last year and rocket fired through everything that I had hauled in on my channel over the last several years, and now here we are. It is May, and I am here to go over with you my May 2020 haul, the items I brought in, and how I feel about them today. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, just keep on watching. For those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna. I'm so glad that you found me today. I do hope that at the end of the day that you'll decide that I am somebody that you want to subscribe to. I am a lover of all things colorful, high-end beauty, and self-care. I dabble in a lot of stuff here, maybe an eccentric little piece of your life. I do deem myself your perfect partner in crime because I am also a lady of a certain age who is told that I am not allowed to wear certain things in my life because I am too damn old for it. And guess what? I'm here doing it because I will deem what brings my soul fulfillment, and I will not rely on what other people say. I will, as long as I feel good in it, I don't really care what other people say. And I'm here to tell you that you can do the same thing. You do you, boo, because I'm gonna do me and everybody else is doing them, so who cares what they deem appropriate for somebody of your age. I think that you'll find I am super fun to be around and super fun to watch and super fun to listen to. I do all things like palette reviews, makeup reviews, general makeup and beauty chit chat here on this channel, and I hope that that suits what you are looking for in a channel to watch. But with that said, let's roll right into the items that I brought in last year in May. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about these things. So last year I was on a wee bit of a beauty budget. I had deemed myself $150 a month to spend. I allowed myself on the months that I didn't spend all of that beauty budget to roll in whatever was left over of that beauty budget into the following month. And because of the way the world was last year, I didn't roll in a whole lot of products into my collection in March, April, or in March or April. But come May, I lost my damn mind and decided to roll in a whole huge Marc Jacobs haul. With that being said, it was all on sale. They were rolling out like a 60% off, like pre-summer sale, or up to 60% off pre-summer sale, and I did pick up quite a few items from there. Of course, picked up other items from like little places here and there as well. I did pick up some clothes. So the first things that I'll talk to you about are the 3 clothes items or clothing items that I hauled in that video, which were a pair of Birkenstocks that I'm not going to show you because they're trashed. They're trashed. I wear them every single day. I still have them, still love them. They're broke perfectly into my feet. I think when I hauled them in with you, they had just started getting my footprint on the sole of them, and now they're like black because I wear them every day. I wear shoes like a person wears slippers, and that is what these Birkenstocks have become for me. They are my everyday house shoes. I also wear them out and about though, so there's that. I do not regret that purchase. I have a new pair of Birkenstocks on my feet, but I will continue to wear those ones as well because they're just so comfortable. The next 2 things that I hauled in with you guys during that time were a couple of shawls. Back then, I hadn't quite started my healthcare journey yet, and I had gained quite a bit of weight, and I felt really poorly about myself, and therefore didn't like my arms and like to wear these kind of shirts but don't like to show my arms out in public or otherwise, not even around the house. That's how bad it was. So I purchased shawls to wear over tops like this. With that said, I still wear those shawls because I can't go to work wearing a top like this. So although I do like tops like this, I do have to wear something over the top of them at work, so I still wear those kind of shawls, and one of them is still a very active part of my wardrobe, and that is the black and white like tapestry like shawl that I purchased at that time. I love that shawl to pieces, actually. It's one of my favorite pieces in my shawl collection. And the other one with kind of the embroidered back, that one actually has gone into my declutter bin or my Poshmark bin because it just hits me really, it's a square. It's like a perfect square, and it hits me very strangely where it lays, kind of like in the upper like thigh, lower hip area, and just makes my body look like it's got no shape at this point in time. And when I purchased it, I maybe didn't have a shape that I wanted to accentuate a shape at all, and it suited me, but it just doesn't suit me these days. So I have decluttered that shawl, but it got a good life. I think I purchased both those pieces at TJ Maxx or Ross, so they didn't cost me an overabundance of money, and I don't feel like it was a waste to purchase either one of those items. The next thing I went over with you guys were some like accessory type things, and I think that there was just one really, and it was the lipstick caddy that I currently have on my table. It's living large, it's living its best life right here on my table, and probably always will. I purchased it initially because I needed to make some room in my vanity behind me, because I had one whole drawer dedicated to lip products that I never saw, never used, because they were just in this drawer. It was the furthest away from me where I was doing my makeup, and I didn't really think to pick them up, and I didn't want that many lip products in my collection, honestly. I don't find lipstick to be one of those things that I'm pulling for all the time. It still sits here on my table. It still holds my lip products, and I love it mostly because I know that when the drawer is too full to shut, that I need to get rid of some of the lip products in there. Why I keep bringing in lip products, I will never know. I need to just get rid of all the lipstick in my collection and put all the glosses in. But then I'm afraid that there's going to come that time where I'm like, I hate glosses and want lipsticks, and then have to repurchase them all. But I need to remember, lipsticks go bad, especially liquid lipsticks go bad super, super quickly. So probably 90% of them in there are bad. But I don't know. I love it. It'll stick around, and if I could buy more of them, I would. I just don't know that I can find more of the same exact one, and I don't like a whole bunch of different caddies on my vanity. So there's that. And then I had a bunch of makeup stuff. So let's talk about the makeup stuff. The first thing is this, and then we'll roll into all the Marc Jacobs stuff that I pulled in. This was the last thing that I bought at TJ Maxx in this haul anyways. And this is the Becca Glow Shimmering Eye Palette, and this is what it looks like. It is a really pretty like iridescent packaging. It is kind of rounded though. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is kind of rounded, so it's kind of horrible to store. But this is what it looks like on the inside. And it is rather beautiful. Like, these 6 shades in here are stunning. They're like shimmering skin perfectors only for your eyes. But I guess that begs the question then, why not use a shimmering skin perfector on your eyes? The only one of these that I don't think that I have in a shimmering skin perfector is probably this really deep dark one. Maybe even that one because they're deep and dark. But then also this one here, which is a beautiful like duochrome like blue to pink, like shiftiness of it. I love these shadows, and this periwinkle is actually a beautiful periwinkle as well. It just goes so beautifully with the other ones, but they're more like accents to an eye look versus an actual eye look. I didn't find that this palette was super easy to use. I do have a palette roulette on it. I will link it up in the cards for you. And this palette has actually, because of that, ended up in my declutter twice since I pulled it in the last year. And the only reason I keep it are those 6 shades there. I wish they were depotable, but because they're domed, you know, they're the big shadows, they're a lot harder to depot than any other shadow on the planet. So I just keep the palette around for those 6 shades. So then we roll into the Marc Jacobs haul that I brought in that month. And one of my most favorite things that I purchased in that haul is this, and this is one of the iconic eyeshadow palettes, and this one is in Flamboyant. I also have a palette roulette on this. I'll go ahead and link up in the cards. These are the shades in that palette. You guys, I have to say, you know, there's this like consensus on YouTube where Marc Jacobs shadows blend themselves, and therefore $49.50 for a 7-pan eyeshadow palette is not that bad. And I have to say, shamelessly, I agree. I think that these are fantastic shadows, and I would pay $49.50 for another one of his palettes if I had to, if I found one that I wanted so badly. Not a lot of his color stories really draw my attention. This one was like the best of the ones that I could pick from to get that up to 60% off on an eyeshadow palette he had in that sale. I wouldn't necessarily say that this is my favorite color story, honestly, but if I had to spend $49.50 on another Marc Jacobs eyeshadow palette, I would. These shadows are fantastic. I did find another one since purchasing this one at Ross for like 20 bucks. It was $19.99. So definitely keep tabs on your Ross and your TJ Maxx and your Marshalls, because they do get Marc Jacobs items pretty frequently, and you could probably find one for a lot less expensive. But I do feel like $49.50 is fair because these shadows are so amazing. The next thing is this, and it is the Night Fever and Hot Stuff Air Blush Soft Glow Duo, and it is supposedly a blush duo. What I have to say about this is that it is stunning, it is beautiful, but I do not by any means think that this is a blush duo. And I say that because regardless, you're going to get almost the same color of blush no matter what side of the palette that you pick from. I always move my brush across all of the palette because there's no like static line where you're going to get this color blush or this color blush. And even though if you pop it on this side, you're going to get a little more pinky, and you pop it on this side, you're going to get a little more like rosy red, it still comes out to the same damn color on your cheeks, if I'm honest. So this is just one giant 8-gram pan of blush. That is a really pretty blush. It's a luminous blush. I love this blush. It is one of those darker tone blushes that I love, and it's a powder that goes on your face and really doesn't accentuate any kind of texture that you might have on your skin. So it's perfect for our aging skin girls, or it's perfect for those of us that maybe have acne or whatnot. It's a great blush that doesn't accentuate what you've got going on your skin. It's just not a duo. I beg to differ, but both of those sides, no matter which side you're pulling from, look very similar on your skin. Well worth it. I loved it. The next thing is this, and it is the Marc Jacobs Omega Glaze Worth the Wait highlighter. And while this isn't an entire fail, I do have highlighters better than this in my collection. I think I was like fascinated with this highlighter most specifically because it was part of that Omega line, where I have like a bronzer from that same like Omega line that is fantastic. It is a beautiful bronzer, and I thought the same would be true of this highlight. Funny story, this highlight did not get rave reviews on YouTube, and I knew that walking into it, but I thought it's going to be different for me. It's just super powdery, and I mean, while it's a beautiful color, it's just super powdery, and I do find that it kind of blends away to a more like subtle look, which isn't bad necessarily, but also not what I'm looking for 100% of the time. And I don't really like the tone of it on my skin, so that's a me thing, not a it thing, but it is kind of a very powdery highlight, and I do think that because of its powdery nature, it kind of accentuates texture on my face. Even texture where I don't have any. So the next thing is this, and this is the Marc Jacobs Fine Liner, and I remember when I hauled this in, I'm like, this looks different than the other ones that I have. Well, that's because this is a fine liner, and the other ones I have are highliners. This one is the skinny version of the highliners, and I do love this because it is super skinny, but it also is the same color story as, or color feeling as, one of the highliners that I have. This is it. It is in Grapevine, and the other purple one that I have by him is called Plumage, and the only difference between the two is this one is a little bit thicker, right, and it's metallic, but they are the same color. On the eye, they don't look any different from each other, so like this was a fail on my part. I should have picked a different color, but I do like his eyeliners. I feel like they are the best for my watery eyes. They are not impacted by the wateriness of my eye, and this one was awesome because it's so skinny. I can get in to those harder to reach areas with the fatter pencils, and I can tightline with this guy like no man's business. So I did like this. I don't like that it is retractable in the way that you can roll it up, but you cannot roll it back down into itself. So that I don't love, but I do love the pencil. I do have several lip products as well, and a foundation, which is the last thing that I have to talk about. So let's go through the lipsticks first. This is one of his crayons in Sin Nudes. This is a lip crayon, and that is the shade of it, and it is stunning. I forget I have it all the time. Like I said, it is a lip product, and I don't love my lips, and I don't love lip products. I do love these. I think that they're gorgeous, and I love that I have a deep-rooted preference for lip crayons because they remind me of lip pencils, and I'd rather use lip pencils and lip crayons on my lips than lipsticks and liquid lipsticks because I'm just a hot mess with lip products. But I do like that guy. I will continue to use it, but I haven't used it a whole lot since purchasing it. I just have too much. Now these guys are lip glosses. This came in a duo pack, and this is, I don't know what shades because I cannot read. One is To the Moon and one is French Tickler. Really pretty glosses. I think that they're gorgeous. I have used both of them multiple times actually. Probably my favorite one is the pink one because it does have a little bit of a like silver blue shift to it. It is super, super pretty. But the coral one, or appears coral one, is actually just a really pretty plain lip gloss. So it would be more of an everyday gloss for anybody on the planet, whereas this one might be that like kick up your look kind of gloss. Those last two things are the lip glosses, and I do love them. I will use them. I love a good lip gloss, especially a good lip gloss over a lip liner that I love. Then we have these 3 lipsticks. They came in these containers, and I was like, I don't think these are full size. They definitely are full size. These all came in a set as well. We have Eat Cake, Role Play, and Strange Magic. And this one, you know, surprisingly, gets the most use. This is the one I thought I was going to hate, but it gets the most use because it is a pretty perfect like center of the lid, like lightning, like almost like lip contouring shade. It's gotten the most use, which I was actually pretty shocked about. And then this one here maybe has the second most use, and it is the shade Roleplay. It is just a really pretty tone and right up my alley as far as what I wear. And then there's this one here, which is the shade Eat Cake, and it's a little bit more melon. I don't necessarily dislike it, it's just the least used of the three. So I love his lipstick formula. I think his lipstick formula is so creamy, so beautiful, but because of that it's soft. And I bent this one. I've bent it more than once. I think that you can see that it kind of leans. They're super soft, so you have to be really careful. Like literally push it up about that far and use it like a balm almost. That's the one thing I would say I don't like about them, is how soft they are. They do move, so there's that. The last thing I have is this, and this is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation, and this is in the shade Bisque. It is shade 26, right? 26 Bisque. I just think that I picked up the wrong shade of this, which might be why I don't like it as much as I could. So this is it on my hand here. I do feel like it's a good match for me. I just don't feel like the time of year that I was wearing it was a good match for me, which was summer, because I did get a lot of usage out of this foundation over the winter and it matched pretty perfectly. I do like it a lot. I'm not really sure how I feel about the contraption to put it on. This is not a doe foot. This is hard. It's a hard like plastic ball. What I loved about it was that I could dip in and then just like put the polka dots on my face and blend it. But what I hated about it was that I couldn't like really swipe it into areas on my face, and that I was putting it onto my skin to create the polka dots. Like once it's touched my skin and went back into the bottle, like there was no turning back at that point in time. It was tampered with and tainted. So I don't know. It is what it is. It is a foundation that I use and that I only, you know, me alone use, so it's not a problem. I'm not sharing it with anybody, but I just don't like not having that option, and it's harder to get stuff off of that stick than it is to get stuff off of the doe foot with a brush. So there's that. That was my haul. That was everything that I brought in May of 2020, and my little recap on the products that I brought in. I'm really happy to say that everything in this haul I used over the last year, which if you guys have been around for a while, you know that that's not necessarily always the case. So I'm really happy to say I have used all these things. I'm really happy that I have a couple videos out there for you to watch on me using these things. So there's that. I do think that I have a full face of Marc Jacobs out there somewhere too that I will go ahead and link in here if I do have it. With that said, what do you guys think about these products? I would be interested to hear your thoughts down in the comment section. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. I hope that you guys liked this video, and I hope that if you did, you're considering giving it a big thumbs up. It really does help our channels out there, and I really hope that if you liked it enough, or me enough, that you'll consider subscribing before you go. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so I show up in your feed, because I do upload content 3 to 4 times a week. And with that said, I do hope that you all are healthy out there. I hope that this day, this month, this year is treating you all kindly. I hope that you and yours are safe and healthy and well. And I do hope that you guys are loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye friends.